And his eighth question is, once Discord is more into the Celestia, in his opinion, who would fall in love with Luna? Maybe the reformed King Sombra from My Opponent Convicts. Well, unfortunately, we know that the convict Sombra is non-canon because Sombra is back still as a villain. We've seen an in-depth thriller after season 9. So, but if he has been reformed, then yeah, I would like to see that he would fall in love with Luna, and that Discord could end up fall in love with Celestia. And since Luna had been knowing Sombra at least over 500 years ago, and that they at the same time put Celestia unhappy with Discord. So I would say if Sombra was reformed, so why not would he have to fall in love with Luna? So yeah, why not? Why not? And that is what I believe also. And his ninth question: do you think the former Queen Crystals will appear in season 9? And will she either be imprisoned, deceased, or reformed by Thorax? Well, that is a bit hard to decide as a question, but I don't know if that's even confirmed. But in season 9 thriller, we're seeing some of the members like Starlight, Spike, and other characters being somehow having green eyes. So it's a possibility that she is actually back, but that she tries once again to take over in Equestria. But if she managed to be imprisoned captured by the most other opponents there, and put in prison, and they've been talked by Thorax to accept the friendship and that they can share love instead of stealing. So I have to say that she still will be back in season 9, and that she will be captured and being talked by Thorax and perhaps some of the main 6 to accept their offer to be sharing love rather than stealing. So I think that would be captured and later reformed. His 10th question: who are your heroes from Marvel and DC Comics? And for Marvel, I would probably say Captain America, and from DC Comics, Batman, Spider-Man, and the X-Men probably were my favorite, like Wolverine. That is one of my favorite heroes from that. And his 11th question is there a chance for My Little Pony could have their own video games? Yeah, why not? I mean, there has been many those comics already, so, and they has been released some of the games of My Little Pony, so has their own, so yeah, why not? And his 12th question is, will Tempest Shadow ever appear in the show after the events of the movie? Well, we all know that he had already been mentioned once in season 8 in the beginning before they started school, that she was offered to stay in Ponyville, but she declined to start traveling out the world telling others that Storm King is defeated. But the chance of her returning, I seriously hope so, because she's of course a great character in the movie, and if she returns back, perhaps that she has been recalled back from her mission after being finished it, complete her mission, and that she returns back to Ponyville, and the ones that accepted Twilight's offer to stay there, and yeah, that was, I believe, what's going to happen if she returns. And his 13th question is, do you think Big Mac Sugar Bell would get married in either the next season or future season? Well, since we know that season 9 is the final, but I really hope there could be a marriage with Big Mac and Sugar Bell sometime in season 9. Like, perhaps, since in like when the Slice of Life 100 episode we had a wedding, we know there's going to be something similar for the 200 episodes in the series in the next season. I hope that could have been seen, like a wedding between Big Mac and Sugar Bell in the 200 special episode. That is what I believe, at least. I mean, that was not. I would probably not be the only one who thinks that could happen for season 9 special. But I really, really hope for it. And his 14th question is, do you believe My Little Pony is far too popular to end? And he answers, I do. It should never end, like SpongeBob and other shows. I would not be nothing without My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And my answer for that is no. Why would the show suddenly end a so great popular show with several episodes in every season has around nearly maybe has nearly a million script writing views almost single episode. Someone can have maybe a million, maybe 1.5 million views of every episode. So why would they suddenly decide to end on one of those great popular kid shows in the more modern era? I don't even understand why they suddenly decide to just end. After 9 seasons and nearly and all episodes so far has 1.5 million ratings for every single episode. So, but I may be wrong there, but still, they had great high views of every rating, nearly from maybe 1 million or perhaps close as 1.5 million. But so, I don't even understand why they decided to end such a great show after nearly having had 9 seasons and almost 1 million views of every single episode. It puzzles me. I can't even imagine why they decided to end such a great show just because they wanted to restart a next generation. What would happen if they do the same to that generation happens? Well, it's not a guarantee that the next generation will be as a great success as the current generation. But what I believe it is that the Monopoly is too popular to end. I say it is. Why would they decide to end this popular show to start a new generation? I probably will never understand that. Even if I did ask the staff or the writers or anyone for the company why to decide to end it. Perhaps the same to even if they had an answer, I probably would refuse to believe there's an answer. If they said, as a great show, as it has to get to come to an end for the next generation. That probably wasn't the only answer I can come up with. But I would say that's just crazy. Why end as a great popular show when it has more than a million writings every episode it has been on so far? And the popular show has a great numbers. The toy sellings are great now. The selling in the market is exploded. Ever since they came out with the movie, even then and more also the movies, either that particular market and the normal market of the comics or something, just exploded. So why they just want to decide to end this way too far popular show? I never understand that. But my answer is, it is just crazy. And that was my answer for 14 questions. And for the last question, he asked, do you think it's either a good idea or a bad idea about My Little Pony having fighting scenes including the forest, Spike fighting an evil doppelganger of himself named Lance? I mean, the creators made an epic fight between Twilight and Tirak. I saw most of the show for little kids, but bigger kids like us watched it too. But I hope seeing other fights happening in the show, including Spike finding his doppelganger, would not be a bad idea. And I have to agree that a fighting scene between Spike and his doppelganger it would actually be a great scene. But even if it was not his doppelganger, it could be someone else. Like if like a character like let's say Cozy Glow, for example, came back or something like her. But seeing as a fight scene in the show, it has to be part of it. It do. Like what he said about the battle between Twilight and Tarek. It was a very epic fight. I had to admit that. It has to be something because even if during the counter wedding between the main six fighting against the minions of the Shankies, even if the same has the same shapeshift to themselves, it was still also an epic battle there. So there has been almost like a battle in almost every single season. One was they fight against the Pony Shadows in season 7 and season 8 with us. And I really hope it could be some epic battle sometime in the season 9. Because we know from Thriller 9 season that it's going to be some sort of battle or at least some sort of fight in the show. Exactly what kind, we have no idea. But the only clue we have is that the main six is using garden tools. So would it be some sort of plant who's trying to invade it quite Ponyville or something? But we don't know. We only know for sure when the series starts. So otherwise from that, we don't know if it's going to be some sort of a battle or a fight in the series in this season. But the only sign of fight it is in the thriller, but exactly if that's going to be part of the early, middle, or towards the end of the season. but but I really hope we can see some sort of epic fight scene in this new series this season. But I have to say though, all the fights in My Little Pony series of all season, I think the fight during the wedding is on number 2, and the number 1 is Twilight and Tirak. Otherwise, I have no idea who would, if there's going to be some sort of big fight in this new season. But I really hope it can be some sort of fight in this series, in this new season. and and that was probably all the questions I had so far about season 9 or my Q&A video. I know that the questions are my subscriber numbers is 4,600, and it's, well, like I said, it is took a while until I received all these questions. I know that many of you wonders what's going to happen next. When is next of this Battle Pony universe, when the Generation 4 is over? That is a lot of question marks. Because we have no idea how the next generation will be. Because it can be completely differently. Because we don't know if, well, if Celestia, Luna, Discord will be part of it. But we all know that the main six will be part of it. But different designs has been discussed within the within the company. But an early concept drawings of the main six is very different. Like Fluttershy is a unicorn, Pinky is a Pegasi, Twilight is an Earth Pony, but the other ones are the same. Rarity as a unicorn, Rainbow as a Pegasi, Applejack as an Earth Pony. But I don't know for sure if those concepts are is official or not. But that is what I believe anyways. We have to always see. And everyone, I will just say I am just happy to have so many questions answered, and I hope you, all of you, and at least appreciate my answers. And what the next Q&A video will be, maybe if I reach 5,000, perhaps, or earlier, to see. But, well, they have to wait and see. And everyone, as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switched Aldo, over and out.